The reasons why conversations end in arguments vary. But one reason why they end in arguments is when you begin to talk about the other person's behavior rather than your own feelings. See, when something happens, it's important for you to complain about it, to bring it to the other person's attention. But in so doing, you don't want to accuse them of anything while you're complaining. So if someone doesn't call you, you don't want to, you don't want to say, hey, when you don't call me, I feel like you're disrespecting me. I feel like when you don't call, I feel like you don't care. When you don't call, I feel like you only care about yourself, or you only think about yourself. Those are complaints with accusations, and they end up in a predictable place. And here's a classic one: you didn't call me, you got me fucked up. You know how sometimes people can argue like that. When you don't call me, I feel ignored. When you don't call me, I feel overlooked. When you don't call me, I feel minimized. Those are different statements. Now, if you can't hear the difference between these two statements, when I come in and I see dishes in the sink, I think you've been sitting on your ass all day. Statement number one. When I see dishes in the sink, I feel frustrated. I'd like us to figure out a way to keep the sink clear. Statement number two. Those are two very different statements. Now, if you can't tell the difference between those two statements, if you tone deaf to the difference between the two, you might want to stay out of relationships, because you might be triggering your partner in a way without knowing it, and you guys ended up in the same kinds of arguments, on and on. And then when people call a therapist, they say, we have communication problems, and you think the communication problem is with the other person. And it could be in the way that you are complaining and accusing at the same time. It was kind of difficult when you feel upset about something to figure out how you feel and accurately say that, rather than get all in the weeds talking about what you think they're doing. Those are assumptions. I'm assuming you've been sitting on your ass all day. What if you weren't sitting on your ass all day? Then I'll just accuse you of something erroneously, and the other person is trying to defend. No, I wasn't. I was doing this. That. Trying to keep you out of there. So it takes some skill, it takes some practice. Don't expect too much, but that's an area that I'd like you to pay attention to if you want to improve the quality of your relationships. We need to have conflict. We need to. If you kill the conflict, you kill the relationship. Now, something else I want you to think about. Infants and mothers. The infant is constantly complaining, and the mother is trying to help the infant put into words what it is that they need. And she's also responding to the needs of the infant without actually knowing what they are. We have to do the same thing in adult relationships. I have to help my wife actually complain. Tell me more about that. How long have you felt that way? What I hear you saying is, right? Thank you for telling me that. I got to try to help her criticize me. I got to help her figure out what she is upset about. And we got a word for that. That's called validation. Now, it's hard to do when I feel attacked. So the person lodging the complaint has to be careful that you're not accusing the other person and assuming the other person is doing something that they're not doing, because then it's hard for them to validate you. I got some other videos about this. Maybe I'll put them in the link below or something. But anyway, thanks for listening. Till next time.